Hello students, welcome to our YouTube channel all about breaking and making. Today we shall discuss the applications of inductive effect. That is how we will apply inductive effect in explaining our questions. So let's start. Application number 1 is to explain the stability of carbocation. Let us consider a simple example. We will consider one example in each case so that the video will be not too much lengthy. So this is the carbocation. This is a carbocation which is 2 degree, this is 1 degree, and here we have a 3 degree carbocation. So the stability order of these 3 carbocations are like this. This 3 degree carbocation is more stable than this 2 degree carbocation, which is more stable than this 1 degree carbocation. It can be explained in terms of plus I effect of the alkyl group. This methyl group have plus I effect, so it will push the electron density towards cationic carbon center. Thus, the electron deficiency over this cationic carbon center is compensated to some extent. Here, the number of electron donating methyl group is 2. So here the extent of stabilization of this carbocationic center will be more than this, and here due to the presence of 3 electron donating methyl groups, the stability of this cationic carbon center will be the most. So in terms of inductive effect, we can explain the stability order of carbocations. Likewise, we can also explain the stability order of carb anions. Here the case will be just reverse. This is 1 degree carbon ion. This is 2 degree carbon ion. And this is a 3 degree carbon ion. A 3 degree carbon ion. So here the stability order is just reverse, because already there is electron excess over this anionic carbon center. Here the number of electron donating methyl group is 3. So here the electron donation by these methyl groups increases the electron density over this carbon center, thereby making it unstable. But here the number of electron donating methyl group is 2, which is less than this. That's why this is more stable than this. And here, as the number of electron donating methyl group is just 1, so this will be the most stable among these 3. So this is 1 degree, this is 2 degree, this is 3 degree. So the stability order of the carbon ion is just the reverse of the carbocations, and it can be explained in terms of plus I effect. So number 3 is acidity. The acidity of this acetic acid and trifluoroacetic acid can be explained in terms of inductive effect. Let's consider the structure of both the molecules. If you look into the structures, we can easily find out that the difference is only of these 3 hydrogen atoms over here and these 3 fluorine atoms over here. Now here hydrogens are electropositive in nature, so this carbon center will be electron rich, but in case of this trifluoroacetic acid, these 3 electronegative or minus I effect containing fluorine atoms will drag the electron density from this carbon center. So this carbon will also drag the electron density from this adjacent carbon center, which will affect this bond, carbon-oxygen bond. Thereby this OH bond is affected by the presence of these three strong minus I effect containing fluorine atoms. It is more polar here, thus breaks very easily and gives rise to the product this anion and H plus. Here also the dissociation occurs. But the rate of dissociation or the tendency of dissociation of trifluoroacetic acid is much more greater than that of normal acetic acid. Thus, trifluoroacetic acid is a much more stronger acid than normal acetic acid. Similar explanation can be given in case of mono or dihaloacetic acids. Similarly, also the acidity between the formic acid and the acetic acid can be explained. The basicity of the amines can also be explained in terms of inductive effect. Let's take an example. This is methylamine. Very sorry. Here this will be the lone pair over here. The lone pair over here. This is the lone pair over here. This is the secondary amine. This is the primary amine, 1 degree. This is the secondary amine. And here we have a tertiary amine. This is methylamine, this is dimethylamine, and this is trimethylamine, tertiary amine. So now, if we assume that all these three amines are in polar aprotic solvent or non-polar solvent, that means there is no hydrogen bonding either intermolecular or intramolecular. The basicity order of these amines will be like this. This 3 degree amine will be more basic than this 2 degree, which is more basic than 1 degree amine. It can be explained in terms of inductive effect, because here the methyl groups are basically plus I effect containing group, thus naturally will give electron density towards the amine nitrogen center, here also and here also. Now here the number of electron donating methyl group is 3, so thereby the electron density or the availability of this lone pair over this nitrogen is more. Here the number of electron donating alkyl group is 2, thus the electron density over this nitrogen atom or the lone pair availability of this nitrogen is less than that of 3 degree but more than that of 1 degree, where only one methyl group is present. So that's why this 3 degree amine is a much more stronger Lewis base than that of 2 degree amine followed by 1 degree amine. Now number 5, dipole moment. It is very obvious that the dipole moment has a strong relation with inductive effect. Now let us consider an example. We all know the structure. This is nothing but ethylene or ethene. So here we have trans 1,2-dichloroethylene, and here we have cis 1,2-dichloroethylene. So dipole moment is represented by an arrow which goes from the electropositive atom to the electronegative atom, which dictates the electron flow in the system. So here the arrow will go from carbon to chlorine, here also from hydrogen to carbon, here also from hydrogen to carbon. Similar case will be for the cis isomer. Now these carbon hydrogen moments will not be considered. We will not consider these carbon hydrogen bonds. Here only we will talk about the carbon chlorine bond, CCl bonds. So if we consider the dipole moments of these two different molecules, then we will find that this molecule has a definite dipole moment, say mu r. I cannot remember the exact value of this dipole moment, so I say this is mu r. But here this molecule has a net 0 dipole moment. Now what is the reason of being zero dipole moment here? Here these two carbon chlorine bonds are residing on the different sides of this double bond. So these two equal effects actually nullifying each other, because this carbon chlorine moment direction and this carbon chlorine moment direction are exactly opposite with respect to each other. Results net zero dipole moment for this trans isomer. But in case of here, say this is mu1 and this is mu2, there will be a definite value of dipole moment mu r for this molecule. We can easily find out the value of mu r by the easy vector formula, which is root over of mu1 square plus mu2 square plus 2 mu1 mu2 cos theta. Now number 6, which is bond length. This is bond length. What will be the order of bond length here? This carbon iodine bond is longer than carbon bromine, which is longer than carbon chlorine, which is longer than the carbon fluorine bond. Here the electronegativity of fluorine atom is most. That's why the CF bond is the shortest here, because the fluorine will drag the electron density from the carbon fluorine bond towards itself, thereby shortening the bond length of CF. Similar explanation can be given in case of carbon chlorine, carbon bromine and carbon iodine. As the electronegativity order of fluorine is greater than chlorine is greater than bromine is greater than iodine, so this is the increasing order of electronegativity. Thereby this is also the order of decreasing bond length. Here one thing has to be mentioned, that only electronegativity or minus I effect is not the determining factor of this trend. There is another parameter, that is the size of the halogen. Here the size of iodine is greater than that of bromine, that of chlorine, followed by the fluorine. That's why the carbon iodine bond is much more longer than that of carbon bromine, followed by carbon chlorine and carbon fluorine. So size also plays a main role in this explanation. So this was our today's video regarding applications of inductive effect. If you liked it, then give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel to watch more similar topic-wise videos on chemistry. Here in this channel, we make topic-wise videos on the concepts of chemistry, which will be beneficial for the 10+2 level students as well as for the undergraduate chemistry students. So stay tuned, stay safe. Thanks for watching.